Hey, what's up, y'all? CP from Blue Eclipse Productions, and in today's video I'm going to be giving advice to beginning producers that have a lot of questions. What inspired this video was an email from someone by the name of Flexi, and that's a gangsta-ass name, by the way, Flexi, from Finland, and he's a beginning producer. He asks a lot of questions, and I figured it's the same type of questions that other people would have, so I'm gonna read back to you his email, and I'll answer all the questions. He writes, and I quote, first off, I just want to say I really like your videos. Thanks. I watched them all, and I like the idea that you want to do them at least semi-professional, as you said. I have a few questions about making beats, so I'll get to it. How do you start off making a beat? I mean, at least I almost always start off with the drums, then I make the bass line that suits the drums. Have you ever done a beat to finish or polish rap or lyrics? What artists or producers do you use as reference or listen to the most? I mean, you don't actually have to craft the beat and show all of the things you do, but I would appreciate a good discussion in these subjects. Fellow beginner producer, Flesky. Okay. Let's see here. To answer the first question, how do I start off making a beat? It can be anything, man. Like, some days I start off using the drums. Some days I might have a melody, so I start off using a melody. It's kind of like dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys know how to cook food. I love cooking food. Probably you can tell with my weight. But I mean, some days, I might feel like doing spaghetti. Some days I might feel like doing casserole. Some days I might feel like doing tacos or lasagna, or I just might feel like having a sandwich and chips. And it's the same thing when you do your beats. You're not always going to start off with your drums or start off with, particular elements each time. Typically when you do a beat or when I do a beat, I'm just trying to get my ideas out. I don't really delegate or have some type of formal order of what I do in a row. I try to get my ideas out, try to make it jam, and just try to get through the song. You know what I mean? And really, that's the best way to explain that part. It's not set in stone, And same thing with the different types of beats you'll do. Like, you might sit down and feel like, man, I'm gonna make a club banger, but then you wind up making a romance song, or you might want to do a romance song and then you wind up doing a dark, angry song, or you might say you want to do a dark, angry song and then you wind up doing a happy song. It all depends, We're human beings. We have different moods, different emotions. We're not robots or machines, We're complicated creatures. So, you just got to go with the flow and just do as many beats as you can and just have a collage. That way, if you find somebody that's serious about rapping or singing or whatever they're doing, you can show them, everything that you've done, and they may possibly want to buy one or check one out or work with you. I don't know. It just depends, if that makes any sense. Let me see here. Start off making the beat. Going to the second question, by the way. Have you ever done a beat to... I guess what he's saying here is, have I ever done a beat from beginning to end? Yes, I have. And it goes back to the same question, or the first question. Like, yeah, sometimes I can sit down and I can do the complete song 1, 2, 3 and everything flows like water. Other times I got ideas out, but I can't get the whole song done. So what happens with me, which I don't advise on this, it's sort of a bad habit of mine, but I don't always finish every single one of my beats. Like, for example, I might start working on a chorus or I might start working on a verse, but I may not finish doing the whole song because maybe I'm out of ideas, maybe I don't know what to add to it. So I'll just save it, put it to the side, start working on a new one, and then say a couple weeks later, maybe the next day later, maybe a few months later, I may go back to that first song that I hadn't finished and I may finish it. Or say I got a client that's like, yo, I really like that one song, can you finish it up? So I'll sit there and we'll go back and forth and we'll actually finish it up. Or may not get it done at all. I mean, you know, again, it just depends, you know. So, but yes, I have completed a song from beginning to end. You feel like $1 million when you can actually do that. But I would say majority of the time, no. And I would say, I would speak on behalf of most people, like, you know, don't feel like you're alone if you start doing a bunch of songs and you never finish them, because a lot of people do it. I do it. I'm sure even the best guys in the business do it. So, you know, that's the best way I can answer that question. What artists or producers do you use as reference or listen to the most? Honestly, it depends on the trends. Like right now, you know, so you know, there's this new house music phenomenon, like as if it's something new. House music been around forever. But, you know, I tend to listen to a lot of the newer house producers to get ideas, and, you know, just in case I want to work on a pop type of song or like a radio friendly type of song. But when I was a beginner, this was back in the late 90s. So this is when, you know, you have like Swiss Beats and, you know, Dr. Dre was still doing a lot of bangers back then. It's like, what I did is I would actually, I would take like a song that they did that I thought that was my favorite, and I would recreate the beat. Like I would use my ear, try to isolate every single instrument in the song, and recreate the song from beginning to end. Because the thing about doing it that way is that, you know, when you're just making your own beats, you tend to be in your comfort zone. Like you always go to the same sounds, you always do the same thing. But when you try to recreate somebody else's beat, that's when you got to use your brain. That's when you really got to stretch out of your comfort zone and try to dig up and find these sounds to redo that song. And it's actually a good practice because it's brain food. It helps you think, it helps you learn, it helps you expand your horizons instead of being narrow. You want to be as open-minded as possible when you're a producer. So I would say if you're a beginner, it shouldn't really matter which particular people you're inspired by. Just find a song that you like and recreate it and see how it comes out. Or another good way is YouTube. Upload your song to YouTube. Let other people hear it. I mean, I've had some people that have subscribed to me and I've heard their songs and I think they're absolutely amazing. Or, you know, they might have recreated, say, like a Lady Gaga song and it sounds incredible. I mean, it just depends. But all of it is good fun, good practice. Try it out. And I guess the last question, let's see. Don't have to actually, yeah, that is the last question. Yeah, I would do a beat, but yeah, I mean, it's so typical. Like you could just go on YouTube and type in other people's names, you know what I mean? Not to say that I'll never do a beat video, I will, but I mean, there's other people that do beat videos, but I'm more of like a mixing kind of guy, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to shy away from doing it. I will do it one day, but you know, I mean, I'm not going to be any different from the next person as far as, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, here go the bass line, and then, you know what I'm saying, you take this 808 and, like, you know what I'm saying, make it slap real hard. And, yeah, everybody does that. So, you know, but are people talking about mixing and, you know, dBs and volume levels when, you know, everything else that I talk about? Well, I don't know, and that's why I'm doing my videos. But, yo, thanks a lot, Flexi, man. Really appreciate this email you gave me. And matter of fact, shout out to everybody in Finland. Shout out to everybody in Ireland. Shout out to everybody in Australia, the UK. Like, y'all show love, man. You know, I get love from people in the United States, but I really appreciate it when people from overseas, like, take the time to actually like what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because that just goes to show that with this YouTube thing, man, you can help people all around the world. It's not just from your local area. You know what I mean? But, hey, I hope this video helps, and I appreciate the subscribers and the comments. Happy mixing. Peace.